it's one of those things where he's comfortable enough knowing that the character's not really his anymore. And I don't mean that in a like a who owns the character type of sense.
Rambo kind of belongs to the world, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. And it's so cool that he was even willing to devote time to writing those novelizations.
Yeah.
Because he's a very, very busy author, you know, and I mean, he's had such an amazing career outside of Rambo.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it really seemed like, I think it you know, especially First Blood Part 2, I don't know of a lot of authors that would have done that.
Yeah, especially he had like almost no time to do it, like a couple weeks to write a novel, like, wow.
Yeah.
And like Rambo 3, he was going through really hard time during that period of his life, and you know, to overcome that one too is just like wow. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I really think we have been so, I don't want to say blessed, but we've been blessed with how open he's been. I mean, between Rambo and me, and I think he wrote another essay too. But I mean, the amount of time he's put into sharing his experiences with that character is just, it's one of those things where you're like, you don't think he gets thanked enough for it, probably.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait to see what they come up with the reissues.
Yeah.
And now I'm hearing that it's not just going to be First Blood, it's going to be after First Blood. Then next year they're going to do 2, and then the next year they're going to do 3.
Wow, that's going to look sick on your bookshelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing like, what, a nice leather bound, right, aren't they?
Yeah, they have like, I think there's like 3 different
tiers.
Yeah. Yeah. I got the lettered edition.
Okay.
It was a little, but
is that the one that comes with the poster?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
I'm waiting for, they're still adding stuff to the book.
Are they really?
Yeah. So, it should be here, I guess, next month.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. That's gonna be cool. I'll tell my girlfriend, where am I gonna put my, Kirk Douglas poster?
Yeah.
I want to frame that and put it up. She's like, you're not putting that in the house.
Hey, whatever month that does eventually come out, whatever episode of Slycast we're up to at that point, in the intro, I'd love to bring you on for a quick couple of minutes to talk about it.
Cool, excellent.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. So just let me know when it finally arrives.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And it's gonna be my 4th time reading it. That's gonna be cool to read it with all the liner notes and the footnotes.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I think I've read it 3 times.
It's a good read.
It is. I had gotten it like a used paperback copy quite a few years ago, and I read it then. And then I think I read it another time after that, probably like around the time that Rambo was coming out. I watched all the movies again, and I was like, oh, I got to read the book. And then before we did the Slycast episode for First Blood, I read the book again.
Yeah.
And now I know you and Jeff Ferry sort of talked about it on our Rambo 3 episode, but I'm thinking of devoting an entire episode of the Books to Movies podcast to it, and
that'd be really cool.
Maybe having you and Jeff Ferry on and us doing a proper extended real discussion where we go chapter by chapter, and highlight the differences in what worked and what didn't.
That'd be wicked.
Yeah.
That'd be really wicked.
Yeah.
So you guys have your plate full, man, for like the next 2 years.
But yeah, my plate in general is overfull. A lot of times my ambition is bigger than my ability to create.
Yeah.
But I also like I like always having something to do.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it at least it gives me a good headspace in terms of like just always being able to focus on something.
Well, yeah, it's good for the brain too, because you're constantly
Yeah. And I just love doing this so much. Like,
yeah.
You know, between, you know, I mean, the two that I do the most heavy lifting on, if you will, are Slycast and the tricorder transmissions, which is the Star Trek one. But beyond that, like, you know, I'm on this Monkeys one with Jeff Hewlett. And that one, we do commentary tracks for Monkeys episodes, but those episodes are only 25 minutes long, and they're a lot lighter. Like, on the Star Trek one, we get into, like, the themes and all that, whereas the Monkeys, it's just a bunch of guys having a good time.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to listen to an album every now and then. And then the Kiss one I'm on, too. Podkiss is the same way, where Kiss has been in my life as long as I can remember. So when I know I have to go sit down with those guys to talk an album, I almost don't have to listen to the album again.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it is with Rambo.
Yeah.
We're doing Rambo now. I've seen him so many times. I still make myself do it.
Yeah.
Just because I know I'm going to screw up and miss something. But, yeah. I actually got to see Kiss, when was it? I want to say 2010, 2011?
Alright, were they on tour with, oh, they did that whole run up in Canada.
Yeah.
That Monster tour, right?
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
We were like right over the stage.
Uh-huh.
So they were like, kind of like, I'm not sure if I think Gene wound up like on the ceiling.
Yeah, before God of Thunder?
Yeah, he went straight up.
Yeah.
And then someone else, one of the other ones came up to the side where we were at, and they were like hanging off the side. That was insane. The pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
You could feel the heat.
Yeah.
That must be insane.
I saw them in November. This past November, they did a residency at the Hard Rock in Las Vegas, and the joint in the Hard Rock, it seats, depending on the configuration, anywhere between 2,500 and 3,500 people. So that's a small venue for Kiss.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it was mind blowing. They had these vertical screens.
Okay.
That were almost like phone aspect ratio, and they would have camera shots where you'd see giant size versions of, like, you know, they'd have a camera fixed on Paul Stanley, and you'd see a giant, you know, like a 30-foot tall version of Paul Stanley.
Oh, that's
like
awesome.
And the lighting and the heat, like I said, in a 2,500 seater, you could probably have, you know, like held out a marshmallow and roasted it.
Also, the sound has got to be incredible in a small area like that.
It was. It was so hard for me to not, you know, like, it would have been impossible for me not to go.
Yeah.
And so it was, the only thing is I'm dreading that they're going to announce that they're going to do it again this coming November, because I'm going to have to go again.
Yeah. My sister wanted to do the Kiss cruise.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's always
again,
neat. It's always a bad time of year for me.
Yeah. If they do it, though, I would like to go, because that would be insane too.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's great. I mean, they're a band that have really. Yeah, I mean, you don't need to say more than 41 years.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's the my biggest answer to people when they say, "Oh, Kiss is just a gimmick." You say, "I don't know." 1974. How many bands have come and gone since then?
Exactly. Well, that's it. They stand the test of time.
Yeah.
You know, it's
well,
like
and
Led
it's funny.
Zeppelin, or like, you know.
Yeah.
Except Led Zeppelin aren't around anymore, but.
Yeah.
You know.
But I mean, you can even trace that back to, like, Sly.
Yeah.
And the fact that in 2015, you know, even if you discount, like, this Creed stuff, but, you know, what, in the last 2 years, he put out 3 original movies with non-Rambo, non-Rock characters that opened theatrically.
Yeah.
You know, you had Bullet to the Head, Escape Plan, and Expendables 3.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's another guy where I'm sure there were people when Rocky came out that said, there's no way this guy is going to be up on screen acting in 2013, you know?
And most of the time when you bring it up, to people who aren't Sly fans, the first thing they say is, "Can't believe he's still going."
Yeah.
Or how good he looks now, you know, like for his age. And it's just like, wow. I can't wait to see that direction. Because like you, I don't want to see Rambo go out. I want to see Rambo keep going. Yeah, if he did another 10, I would watch another 10.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.